Hey guys, it's Allie. I am doing a Q&A answer session here on video for you guys. And today we are tackling a question that's been asked a lot lately, especially in the Facebook group, and that is about minimalism and kids' birthday parties. So one thing that I think gets misunderstood a lot is that there's some kind of unwritten set of rules with minimalism, and you have to live a certain way and have a certain amount of stuff and count your items and only have, X amount of shoes and things like that to be a minimalist, and that's just silly. There's a lot of people out there that are teaching it that way, but I disagree. I just don't think that's very freeing. I think minimalism is about intentionality and freedom and joy and bettering your life and simplifying things down so that you can focus on the people that matter most and not be cleaning up all the time. So for sure, sometimes numbers have to do with that, but I definitely think there's this aspect of almost legalism that comes with minimalism. And that's just not how I roll. That's not how I teach. It's just not my thing. I don't think that that's freeing at all. I think it's actually kind of captivating, and you kind of take the slavery you were in from your stuff, just ruling your life and having to clean up all the time, and then you kind of just purge so much and translate that same kind of slavery over to counting your stuff, and now your stuff is binding you in a different way, and we don't want that. We want to totally free you up to be your best self and live your best life and focus on the people who matter most to you. So having said that, kids and birthday parties, I think that you should do what your kid wants. I don't think that there should be a rule about, well, we don't do parties this way because we're minimalists, and that's not fun. One of my main goals for myself in raising my kids is to have them grow up loving minimalism. I want them to know all about it. I want them to know that that's how we were raising them, and I want them to see the value in it, and I want them to carry it into adulthood. I don't want them to resent me. I don't want them to end up on a therapist couch talking about it later. I want it to be something that they love and carry into their lives. And so in limiting birthday parties and fun and toys to a point where it's almost like a punishment, like an unsaid punishment for no reason, that's not how they're going to end up. They're going to hate it. They're going to resent it. They're going to resent me, and it's going to scar them, and they're going to just kind of plummet way in the opposite direction of probably becoming hoarders as adults, and that is just not my goal at all. So for me, I have a really relaxed approach to minimalism. We definitely have some boundaries and rules. We have a large box that holds all the kids' toys, and we just kind of have landed there. And every few months we go in and we just do a routine purge all together. I ask the kids, what are you guys still playing with? What's still your favorite? Are there any toys in here that you just kind of feel like, you're not really playing with anymore, and maybe you could, bless somebody else with these toys? We very much make it about empathy for other people who are worse off than we are, and make it a big deal to donate, and the kids are involved with that and they know what's going on. It's very much not about, well, mommy wants a clean house, so we're going to get rid of everything every month. It's definitely not like that, and I think people picture that a lot. So when it comes to your kids' birthday parties, be relaxed about it. Do what they want. If they're not really in a party age, great. Have something small. If they want a big party, that's totally fine. Don't focus on how many gifts they're going to get and how overwhelming it's going to be. When you focus on minimizing your home and you focus on the other areas of your house and your life, one area can be a little more cluttered and you're not going to care. It's not going to set you back. It's not going to, take up so much time that you're kind of back where you started. When you simplify everything, one area matters a lot less. And I know that seems kind of hard to grasp when you're working towards a goal and you're kind of overwhelmed, but it's the truth. And I promise you, you can totally just relax. It's going to be fine. I think the most important thing is to just enjoy your kids. You're not going to be able to enjoy your kids and enjoy the season they're in if you're super worried about them having too big of a birthday party. Again, you're kind of on the side of the legalistic way of minimalism. Let that go. Just enjoy your kid. If they want to have a big party, celebrate that. That's great. We're celebrating that they're even alive, that they're a part of our family. That's a big deal. Have fun. Plan the biggest party they want. Plan whatever works for you guys at that point. We've had years where we've had big birthday parties. We've had a lot of years where there was really nothing but cake and ice cream after dinner, and a gift from mom and dad. It just depends on the kid, and it depends on the age. It depends on your family and where you guys are at that particular year. So just roll with it and enjoy your family and enjoy your lives. Don't let minimalism steal your joy. Absolutely not. So I think the biggest problem is when it comes to gifts, people get really hung up on that. And it totally is complicated, so I understand. But people usually ask what your child wants for their birthday. Take advantage of that. Speak up. Maybe have a list ready. I've even had an Amazon wish list before, or a Target registry before, of things that I know my child is really into, that it'll be valuable to them. They'll be really excited about it. Sometimes they are, specific toys that my kids have really, really been wanting, and then that's like worth the buy. It's worth the space in my house because I know it's going to be their favorite. A lot of times it's books or art supplies, or whatever that specific child is into at the time. People get excited about that. They don't think you're rude. They don't think you're forward. They're going to spend money on your child anyway. They want to be directed in the way that, you're not going to get rid of it soon. Your kid's really going to love it. Everybody wants to be the person that gives the birthday kid, the best gift, or a great gift that they just are super excited about. So speak up, be specific. And if people don't ask and they just show up with something, that's fine. Again, don't let minimalism, steal your joy and take over your life completely in a negative way. For me, I mean, I am who I am, and people know what I do for a living. And, we still have relatives and people who, come to birthday parties and bring really random gifts. So I totally understand. And honestly, I just roll with it. I'm gracious and grateful. I say thank you. My child writes a thank you note. We hold on to that item. Sometimes it becomes a toy that they actually play with. And other times, it really doesn't. And it wasn't really meant to be in our home. And so, the next time we're doing a purge, we'll just go ahead and let go of that item. And if it wasn't used, then somebody who's getting donated to gets a brand new gift that's still in the wrapping. And that's an even better way to bless them. Sometimes you just have to change your perspective and change the way that you're looking at the situation. But I think the key is to just take a deep breath and relax. Birthday parties and Christmas and holidays, they don't have to be a source of stress. They don't have to bum you out. We don't want you to go into, your children's birthday parties or the holidays with this feeling of dread. Okay, that's not the point at all. So don't let yourself get there. A lot of people ask me, how can I ask friends and family not to get my child any gifts for their birthday? And to that I would say, if that's what you want to do, if that's what works for you, and that's your decision, I think that's fine. You can easily say something like, we're just really overloaded over here and we really don't need anything. And, my child is, not really wanting anything. We're just going to have a really laid back birthday party. Just come, no gift necessary. And if you do want to bring a gift and we'll donate it for you to a charity, something like that. We actually did do that one year. We had a particularly difficult season. I was in the process of a miscarriage and my son was turning 2. And it was just kind of a really tense, stressful time in our lives, but we didn't want to cancel the party. And so to simplify for myself, and to just kind of feel like this party was worth it and it was doing some good, we had the party and my son had a great time, and everybody brought a gift that was to be donated because Hudson didn't really need anything. He was very young. He didn't really even know what was going on. And it was good. People brought stuff and we took it to the donation center, and it felt really good. And Hudson still had all the books and crayons and toys that he needed, and he didn't skip a beat. He didn't even miss it. So I've done that before. I don't do that now that my kids are older. I just feel like it doesn't serve in the way that I want to raise them up to love minimalism now that they're older. But I totally understand, doing that sometimes. And if that's where you want to go, I think that's great. And I definitely think that it's not rude or forward. But I will say that usually, especially relatives, people just want to bless your kids. They love them. They want to spend their money on them. And I do think it's important not to rob them of that joy for the sake of keeping a clean house. So I think maybe dig into the heart. Is your situation kind of like mine was, where you've got a lot going on and it's really a hard time and you're trying to just simplify, but you still want to celebrate your child? Fine, set that boundary. That's your choice. But is your heart kind of more in a place of, I'm just so desperate to get out from under the muck that I want to just keep a perfectly clean house. I don't even want toys. I don't even care what my kid thinks. Maybe kind of reevaluating that if you feel like that's more where you're coming from. I hope this brings you guys a lot of hope and clarity and helps answer your questions. Thank you guys so much for contributing questions in the Facebook group. I'll be posting regular Q&A threads so everyone can kind of input and ask their questions, and maybe yours will get chosen. Thank you guys for listening.